Thank you and welcome to Freshwota Bilingual School. Freshwota Bilingual School is an institution that began in 1996, if I am correct. It's quite a big, one of our biggest primary school here in Port Vila. Our enrollment fluctuates from 2000 to approximately 2,000 each year. But this year particularly our enrollment stands at 1,780. Yes, as I've mentioned, Freshwota's school is unique in a sense that it's a bilingual school. So we have both French and English under one administration. I will focus on students' absenteeism in school. Given the large enrollment, one of our challenges is students' absenteeism. There are a lot of reasons, and I want to highlight some of the reasons that I have seen particularly contributing to students' absenteeism. Now, Freshwota Primary School does not only cater for the student around Port Vila. Some of the students come from outside of Port Vila, so from areas like Teuma and as far as Rango, Mele, up Climbs Hill, and even up on the other side of the island. So a lot of the students have to travel very long distance early in the morning to come to school. Now, one of the contributing factor of students' absenteeism is that when we have bad weather. That's one of the major reason that contributes to absenteeism. Because of past weather, students are not able to walk because some of them live in a rural area. They have to walk a fair distance to be able to get to the bus stop. And if it's bad weather, it's quite difficult. So that's another contributing factor is the transport. Transport system is not reliable because a lot of the students will just depend either on the transport that comes to the market or the regular bus services. And when there is issue with transport, it affects our students' attendance here at the school. Another major contributing factor, as I have seen, is even with the students that live nearby, many of the students that I have seen with regard to absenteeism is students that are living with their grandparents or are living with their uncles because their parents have maybe traveled overseas on the labor scheme. Sometimes the students come to school without food, and because of that, some of them just don't want to come to school. Another major contributing factor is peer pressure. Particularly at the age of 14 and above, when they start coming to school, they will see their friends on the road, those who are not, they're just living in the community, and they would encourage them to just remove the uniform and follow them, and they just roam around the town or just stay around in the area around the school. So that is also a major contributing factor. Sometimes students come to school, as I have mentioned, with no food because their parents are where they are just living with their grandparents, and there's also other social issues that also contribute. So these are some of the major factors that we have seen, or I have seen here in Freshwota, that contributes to absenteeism. Of course, we don't rule out the students' laziness. You know, as human beings, sometimes students are just lazy and they just stay away from class because knowing that they haven't done their homework, they'll be afraid to come to school because maybe they'll be punished because, or maybe the teacher will scold them for not doing the homework, and as a result, they just skip classes. So these are some of the major contributing factors that contribute to absenteeism here at Freshwota Bilingual School. We have taken steps in addressing these issues. Now, what are the steps that we have taken? Firstly, we have a school warden, and so every morning the school warden would stand at the gate to welcome the students, and if he notices a particular student that is not attending school, he will report that, and then we will, when the student comes to school, we will talk and try and encourage them. Another source of information where we get our information from is from the class attendance. When the class teacher, where the class teacher provides to the administration the list of students that are not coming to school, they're absent, and we will take the time to talk and encourage them. So that's the strategy we're using here at the school. The next strategy that we use is communicating with parents. During our SEA meeting, when we call the parents together, we address the issue of absenteeism and encourage parents rather, that it is students coming to school, it's a collective responsibility. The parents must make sure that the students come to school, and when they are at school, it's the school's responsibility to make sure that they actually learn. Learning is actually happening before they leave school in the afternoon to go home. So these are some of the areas that we, strategies that we use to address the issue of absenteeism here at the school. During assembly, of course, issues like absenteeism, bullying, common issues that we find in school. We keep reminding our students that, you have to, if you want to be a doctor in the future, absent will not help you. You have to start practicing good attitudes, because the good attitudes that you are practicing now, that will carry you into the future career. You cannot not keep coming to school, absence from school, and expecting that one day you become a lawyer, one day you become a teacher, one day you become maybe a pilot. Because timing is important, and your responsibility as a student is important. So it's an ethical responsibility. So we whenever we have assembly, we talk to the students about these important values, these ethical principles. So these are some of the strategies that we're using. Now, Freshwota Bilingual School, maybe I will give some of the broader view about the school. What are our vision here? Our vision here is creating future now. Now, of course, as you can see, that reflects creating future now is a slogan that we use, and we encourage teachers that if you are teaching a particular student now, maybe he's not a future prime minister, but you are actually teaching a prime minister now. So you make sure that the skills that you are imparting, make sure that the students come to school on time, they're dressing up, everything is important. So that's why we have the council have adopted this vision, creating future now. And of course, our mission is we prepare all students with God's help for a successful future. And so you cannot have a successful future if you start developing an attitude of absenteeism right at the school, because that will carry on into the future. So these are some of the principles, some of the broader principles that we use to encourage our students. Of course, our values, we have faith in God, we cherish our historical background, our cultural diversity, we encourage fairness, generosity, honesty, resilience, respect, responsibility, and we keep reminding our students, because it's a primary school, we keep reminding our students. Absenteeism reflects that you are not being responsible. You need to be responsible, and to be able to be responsible is not to be absent in school. So this gives you a bit of a perspective of the school and some of the strategies that we are using to address absenteeism as a school, and collectively when we talk to the community, to the parents, to each particular students. So these are some of the strategies that we are using. Again, thank you.